Hello, this is Carolyn Bupert with the League of Women Voters of Portland. And you're watching our video voters guide, or you might be listening to a podcast. We're talking with candidates running in the November 5th general election. We're grateful for the support of the Carol and Belma Sailing Foundation, the Weiss Foundation, the League of Women Voters Education Fund, and our media partner, Metro East Community Media. I'm here with Martin Ward, who is running for Portland mayor. Welcome.
How you doing?
Please tell us a little about yourself and why you're running for office.
My name is Martin. Was born and raised here in Portland. I'm running for office because I can solve all the problems, within our jurisdiction.
What are the most important factors in the mayor's development of a budget?
Definitely, we want to know the last year's budget.
Any budget.
Yeah, we want to know last year's budget because, a lot of times the budgets are almost identical. And if we're going to make cuts, we want to know where money's coming from last year, how we're affecting the budget. It's important to know how inflation works. Inflation is always affecting the budgets. Prices increase 2 to 3% a year. Income and revenue about 3 to 4%, and tax revenue is always increasing because of that. You want to know the income level of your jurisdiction. The average personal income, so you're not overpaying government employees or underpaying them. It should be about the same. And yeah, then you want to know what your goals are. If you have goals, if you're going to change the budget, then you want to figure out what the costs are for those changes. So then you can look for budget cuts to cover those costs.
In hiring Portland's first city administrator, what would be your priorities in terms of experience, expertise, and working styles for that position?
Yeah, it'd be good to have somebody who's worked within the city before so they know, a lot of the other employees. They know who to call, the heads of the bureaus. They can give good advice, hopefully. Somebody who supports all the policies, has the same goals. So they're not, subliminally interfering. But yeah, ideally somebody who's worked within the city. I have a good idea of what I want to do. So once I get the information, all the different heads of the bureaus, I'll know who to talk to myself. But, any extra advice, can be helpful. So yeah, probably somebody with experience within the city level.
You're listening to the League of Women Voters Video Voters Guide, or you might be listening to podcasts. And I'm here with Martin Ward, who's running for Portland mayor. Which strategies, if any, described in the draft 2024 Portland Housing Production Strategy would you support, and explain why?
I have my own affordable housing strategies. I haven't gone over that list extensively, but I have my own solutions. So I'll mainly just be pursuing those solutions: government-owned apartments, lowering rent by cutting out landlords, government-owned mobile homes, cutting out HOA fees, especially those two, potentially condos as well, cutting out HOA fees. As far as houses go, it's a little more complicated. I have some extreme solutions, not really short-term solutions, but I'll be working on potentially creating guidelines, smaller houses, no basements. There's some construction processes that lower costs. Some things cost more. I'm not an expert at construction, but I've heard of a few things, and I'll continue to learn about. I'll look up construction processes as far as houses go, and see if we can't just guide the private into creating the most affordable houses.
Which Which Police Accountability Commission recommended features of the new accountability system currently under development would you support?
The transparency of the bureau files is the main thing I support. The subpoenas, I think, as long as people don't get out of hand, subpoenaing officers left and right, it's just used in more extreme cases, should be all right. I'm generally trying to cut the new commission. It's way too expensive for what it's doing. The process of selecting, the leaders, the employees isn't the best process. The old one was cheaper, to run by the government, elected by the people. So I'll probably try to cut the new one, but keeping the bureau files transparent, I think that's a good improvement. It'll help the process of, investigating, increase the efficiency of the investigation process. So I definitely support that, and subpoenaing as long as it doesn't get out of control.
What Portland City Charter changes, if any, would you support concerning the office of the mayor? And then why and when would you make changes?
Oh yeah, the new charter, I don't really support it. Similar to what I just said, it's too expensive. We got 12 city commissioners now instead of 4. It's increasing the budget this year by, approximately 15 million. With inflation, it'll continue to go up. So I really want to bring it back down to 4. I support the 4 districts. I want to bring in, I want to have ultimate veto power for the mayor. So only if the mayor agrees will we move forward, because the mayor is implementing everything. It's an awkward situation if they're implementing something they don't support. So veto power. And then, I'd have to look at a few more details of the new system, like the city administrator, which we just talked about. I don't know all the details of the new executive, kind of like the new executive branch that was created, the cost of it. So, I definitely want to hash out a few more details and when, before next election. So I think all the commissioners are getting elected 4 years now, all at the same time. So, we have 4 years. We definitely let these commissioners play out their terms, run out their terms, and then, by next election, we make those changes ideally.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. This concludes our video voters guide and podcast interview of the League of Women Voters of candidates running for office, and specifically Martin Ward running for mayor. Election day is Tuesday, November 5th. Thank you for your interest in becoming an informed voter, and please do vote.